company, PlantArcBio, is reporting what they term amazing results from their collaborative efforts in India to increase the yield of corn containing PlantArcBio genes. I should mention this is an Israeli-based company. Now, they claim their results demonstrated between 60% to 250% increase in the yield of those crops, even when grown under drought conditions. Now, this innovative effort between Israel and India began already, I believe, a couple years ago. The exciting results, though, starting to come in. And to go right to the source of the issue and get more information, we're joined in the studio by Dror Shalitin, the founder and co-CEO of PlantArcBio. So thanks for being with us in the studio here. This is a really positive story as far as I can tell, and I know we sort of covered it here at the channel, I think, some year and a half ago when this was a beginning. Right. Now we have results. Describe the project to us exactly. I know it involves, certain genes. I mean, what exactly has been done in this last year and a half?
I think it's quite an amazing. It's a dream come true. It started when we created a platform that we can test practically millions of genes inside plants and see which genes are making the more enhancing the crop or the trait that we are looking for. So actually these genes are coming from the Dead Sea area and the desert, from different organisms, from microorganisms mainly, and we tested them in model plants. But then eventually we collaborated with Rallis, it's an Indian seed company, that took some of our genes and inserted them or put them inside corn, in maize. And eventually now what we published last week is that we tested these genes and they show incredible results for drought tolerance, which is really amazing.
So some of the most, you're talking about the region by the Dead Sea, one of the most arid regions on Earth. So it's, looking at the hardiness of those, genes and taking them to these food crops. I mean, is essentially the bottom line here is more food? I mean, in a place in the world like India that desperately needs that?
Yeah, exactly. So today, with all the problems of climate change, especially, and drought all over the world, and desertification, I think humanity needs more food. It's believed that we'll need 70% more food by 2050, which is
around the corner.
And this is an incredible solution that can give some amount of effort to this problem that should be addressed globally.
Worldwide issue. And as an Israeli, innovation and sort of export, if I can characterize it like this is, staggering how much this could stand to save the world. I don't think I'm overstating that when we're talking about food scarcity, food security. Does it go beyond corn? And on top of that, how much attention are you getting now for this? Are a lot of other countries, as you mentioned, many other parts of the world suffering, looking at this now, or is it getting on their radar as well?
Yeah, I mean, it was just published last week, but I think we started to get a lot of attention all over the world because these kind of genes can be put in corn or in soybean or in other crops. And we see their amazing effect, which could give more food, in crisis that we are ahead of today. So
what's next? I mean, for PlantArcBio, is it you all focused on this gene initiative right now, or is there where else are you looking? Where's the next innovation or area that you hope to affect?
Actually, there is something also quite nice that we are advancing together with ICL, for example, Israeli fertilizer company, big company, that we are there focusing on increasing yield by using RNA, which is actually very similar to the vaccines that we got lately.
That the last couple of years.
So we're going to spray the crops with RNA and increase yield, and we see very nice results already with this initiative.
And it's hard to be skeptical or whatever, but is there a downside? I mean, is there a flavor loss or nutrition reduction, or is there a trade-off in some way, if we're talking about bigger yield?
Yeah, we don't see any trade-off right now. We just see improvement. Practically, the crop will be the same exactly as before, just will give, will be more drought resilient, will give more food. That's it. practically.
Sounds like win-win-win. And now at this point, is it being scaled up massively? I mean, in India, for example?
In India, they're starting to introduce that to their leading crop, and they have to, of course, make more advancement and production, but it will take some time, for sure.
How much time? I mean, what is the sort of realistic timetable for seeing this really have an impact?
It's a little bit like introducing a new drug to the market. So it takes several years because it has to pass through regulation. We're not doing anything without regulation. So it's going to, for example, in the USA, to go through the FDA and the USDA to get a permit. So it takes between 5 to 8 years to get to the market.
Incredible initiative. Dror Shalitin coming to us from PlantArcBio. Continue this great work. Honestly, I don't think I'm overstating it to talk about the impact of truly being a world-saving type of initiative. So keep it up, and thanks for joining us in the studio. Good luck with the continuation.